Let's talk about Clove. Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm your beautiful host, Young Buffett, and in today's video, we're going to talk about Clove. We're going to take a look at what happened today. We're going to take a look at what people are talking about. We're going to take a look at swaggy stocks, Wall Street bets, most talked about tickers. We're going to take a look at the dark pool data. We're going to hop into the chart and see what moved what and what is doing where and who is saying what and what is where, which is what we actually do over at Finery, which is my trading group that's pretty much like Discord, but for investing, and we just talk and brainstorm about money all day long. But so does Reddit. So Reddit, Wall Street Bets, Wall Street Bets New, Wall Street Bets Elite, stocks, stock market, investing, SPACs, options, day trading, and short squeeze subreddits. They all talk about stocks all day long. It's crazy. Number one most talked about stock in the past 24 hours is Facebook. So they're running into a lot of problems. There's a whistleblower who's pretty much saying what we all already knew about Facebook to begin with, but it's resurfacing. Could be bad for advertisers. They had an outage yesterday. Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, everything was down. That costs money. And advertisers might not be too happy with all of the pressure that's coming on Facebook recently. So keep an eye out on that. We might see some downward pressure. They did have a pretty solid bounce back today, but let's see how it all plays out. Next, we have SPY. There's a lot of potential catalysts coming up with the debt ceiling. We have China opening back up on Thursday, and we have the jobless claims on, I believe, Thursday or Friday. So keep an eye out for that. It should be very interesting. It should move the markets. A lot of people are paying attention to that to see if the Fed is going to start tapering soon. So pay attention. The overall market does affect everything that you're holding, so it's important. Next up, we have Smile Direct Club, then Prague, ATER, Tilray. Tilray got a lot of weed stock news. So New York was looking into passing laws. So definitely keep an eye out on the weed sector as well. I currently am not invested in any of those yet. So I'm waiting for it to further develop and further digest and further mature a little bit. I'd rather be late than wrong when it comes to those types of plays. Next up, we have Gamestop, Wish, Camber Energy, Alibaba. Again, keep an eye out for Alibaba. There's a lot of China drama. Evergrande missed another bond payment. So once the Chinese markets open up on Thursday, let's see what happens with that. Next, we have AMC, which is actually falling off this list for some reason. GameStop making a lead, Wish making a lead. So if we're talking about meme stocks, AMC seems to be slowing down a bit, which is interesting. But we have our favorite, Clove, number 12 on the list with a 68% positive public sentiment. Nearby words including Wish, People, More, Up, Smile Direct Club, Like, Before, Buy, Recalls, Don't, Made, Out, Down, New. I don't know what you make of that, but overall 68% positive public sentiment. So people are still talking about it and people are still interested in it. And we just have to wait and see what happens to the price of the stock, which is why I like to look at this chart. This chart, again, if you've been following along the channel, you know we look at this every day. I like to take a look at the stock price and the comment volume and see if it shows me anything. And I'm not getting anything out of it, but it's just interesting to track it anyways, because it's just interesting to see what moves what. Will the stock price go up and then people talk about it, or will people talk about it and then the stock price goes up? We've been tracking this for a while now. I am not able to make a conclusion, as it seems it could go either way. So with that information, do as you wish. A lot of people are still talking about Facebook, Smile Direct Club, Tilray, Wish, Tesla, Baba, Palantir, Apple, GME, Nvidia, Amazon, QQQ, Netflix, Coin, then Clove. So as you can tell, all of these bars are significantly smaller now because everybody's talking about Facebook. So it's just really interesting to see how that all plays out. What's also interesting to see how it plays out is this bad boy, Max Payne. Max Payne is still 7.5 for this week. That means the options, that means the strike price needs to be 7.5 to cause the most damage to the calls and to the puts. I explain this in all of my videos. If you don't know what max pain is, I have a video that explains exactly what max pain is. So definitely go find that. Definitely subscribe if you haven't already, because I just have to pump my channel. You know, it's just something that these YouTubers have to say. But anyways, CLOV dark pool data, positive 671,000 net short volume. The net short volume in dollars is positive 4.792 million. So a lot of shorting going on. But it's interesting to see how that affects the price of the stock, which leads me to my next point, the price of the stock. We're currently sitting at $7.24, which is just below the max pain. So I'm curious to see what happens this week. Will it create an opportunity for us to buy even lower? Will it create an opportunity for us to start selling covered calls? I don't know. We're currently down 27.86%. On our 409 shares of CLOV that we have. We've been averaging down over time, slowly but surely. As you can tell, my buys have been pretty split up recently. So when we first started, we scaled in pretty aggressively, 100 shares at 13, 100 shares at 10, and so on, all the way until it started consolidating for a bit and we stopped buying and we just kept watching. Then it dipped right back down to 770 where we bought another 100 shares, but then it continued to keep dropping. So what I want to do is see if we can recover some of our losses here. Again, we haven't technically lost any money because we haven't sold any of our CLOV positions since we started buying it. We're just down 27%. What we need to do to make back $1,143, because that's how much we're down, is looking at collecting premium. Now, something that I want to do, and I'm just waiting for the right day, I'm constantly watching the options premiums. I want to either sell a 6.5 or a $7 put. If I sell that, I lock away $700 and I make $24, and I promise somebody to buy 100 shares of CLOV at $7 if CLOV is below $7 by October 15th. Now, I'm looking at doing that if CLOV continues to drop. If it continues to drop, I will gladly take that. It would also increase the premium that I collect, so that is a viable option for me. Another thing that I'm looking at is a better case scenario for me. If CLOV starts to move up, I can start selling these covered calls. Now, a covered call is me promising I'll sell 100 shares of CLOV, not buy 100 shares of CLOV. Now, the purpose of that is I don't really want to sell the 100 shares, but I do want to collect the premium. For example, if I go to November 19th and I go to the $10 call, my cost basis is 10. So let's use the 11 actually. So if I sell a $11 call for November 19th, I get paid $29 or $28, whatever the contract premium is when I sell it. I promise to sell somebody 100 shares of CLOV at $11 a share. Now, if for some reason CLOV is above $11 a share, I still have to sell it to them at $11 a share. But that's okay for me because my cost basis is $10 a share and I have 400 shares. So I can potentially make $400 there plus the $29 times 4. So there is money to be made on something like that, but you can see the hesitation because once these contracts start getting in the money, they start selling for way, way more. Or you can hop over to, for example, December and sell the 10 or 11 and get more premium because there's more money. So there's a higher likelihood of CLOV being in the money. So there's a lot of different tools at your disposal. It's just interesting to keep an eye out on the premiums. When the stock doesn't really move much, the premiums start to die. And that's good for the people who are selling the premium. But I don't know. I'm just keeping an eye out on it. What I ideally want is another fast little spike like that. Then you can start selling covered calls. Then you actually don't care if CLOV starts to drop. So either way, it's really interesting. If you have any questions or anything about how those mechanics work, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to answer those questions for you guys. But with that, I love you, and I'll catch you on the next video.